Did you know that Brentsville, Virginia is part of the Underground Railroad? It is. Would you like to see a tour and find out some more? Okay, great. Well, come along. Let's go. The 28-acre Brentsville Courthouse Historic Centre includes 5 historic buildings: a courthouse, jail, church, farmhouse, and a one-room schoolhouse. Hello, fellow explorers. Today we are at Brentsville Courthouse in Prince William County, Virginia. Behind me is the jail and the courthouse, and that's the jail there. Established on 50 acres in 1820, the town of Brentsville became the 4th county seat of Prince William County. Beautiful tree in bloom. Those blossoms. This over here is the jail. It says James Driscoll Mason, M-A-S-S-O-N, on the plaque at the top. See if we can peek inside. Giant stones here. Here's the bars. Looks like a big old iron gate to the cell. Large wooden planks. There's 3 sets of signage in front of the courthouse and the jail. And it talks about your citizens crowd outside the courthouse in Warsaw, Virginia County, Virginia on court day. So that's what they did here evidently too, when they sold their wares while citizens visited, gossiped, and discussed cases. But there's a lot darker things that went on at Brentsville Jail and Courthouse. Here's the county jail, built in 1822. And it talks about the jailer or the sheriff. From an article from the Potomac Local dated September 25th of 2014, it says that the Prince William County Court and Jail tell a story of increased resistance to slavery by both black and white Americans. Part of the underground network to freedom, these sites are where runaway bondsmen and abolitionists were arrested and jailed from the 1820s until 1862. 13 executions were recorded here, 12 of which were against African Americans. Up at the top, it says Prince William County Courthouse, built by William Clater, architect, 1822. Now we're going to walk over to see a church from the Civil War. It's right over there. This is where you would get a tour, and it's also the museum. course, it's closed down. This was the clerk's office. And it was a one-room schoolroom. She must have had a lot to do with preserving this place. This church was a Union church. Let's walk around and see if we can find out anything about it. Oh, let's go up to the windows, shall we? Next to the church is the site office with a private residence. I imagine this place was a hubbub of activities. We'll walk over and look at the sign, see what it's got to say. Here we have a picture of the members of the local Presbyterian congregation as they visit outside of the Union Church circa 1920. The church was built in 1880 and it sits on a deeded lot to the trustees of the Union Church, built by George M. Goodwin, who owned Tavern Square. And they started restoring it in 2001. Here's some more information on the tavern. It was advertised as the Brentsville Hotel in the Virginia Gazette, hoping people would stop by when they were traveling to Brentsville for court, or where they met, lodged, and stabled their animals, ate, and were entertained. Here's the tavern sign. Over there I see another placard, another sign. Let's go see what it says. Well, I see the signage and it doesn't look good. Looks really disturbing. Let's go see. I told you that there's a dark history here in Brentsville. In Northern Virginia, the Underground Railroad is defined as resistance to slavery through flight. I think it's very important, in my opinion, not to destroy places like this, not to want to erase it from history, but to look back and remember. Because if you don't remember the egregious acts that were done against the people, and you wipe the memories from the face of the earth, how do you keep from repeating them? No, we have to keep them, because we must remember. We must let their legacy live. Ginny Masur, manager of the National Underground Railroad Network to Freedom in Washington, D.C., explains anyone who up and left is part of the Underground Railroad. We don't have safe houses in Northern Virginia, but what we do have are documented escapes from plantations in the area. Thank you, fellow explorers, for joining me today as we explored historic Brentsville, courthouse, jail, church, and grounds. If you can get outside, then I want you to forever explore. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.